For Muhammad Ibrahim Abba, his dream is to become a businessman or land army. But poverty has truncated his lofty dream, as he hardly feeds himself from the profits of his daily trade.
Ina so in zama army, in zama soja, saboda mu kare kasar mu. Haka shi yasa muke yi gaban mun girma mu samu mu ci gaba.
The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, drawn up in 1989, has been ratified by all member states but 2. The document stipulates that children have the right to protection from exploitation and hazards involved in child labor. The convention also emphasizes every child's right to education, as well as recreational and cultural activities.
United we stand, we are one Nigeria.
In addition to that, education is a basic right of all children. Remember, each one who is returned to classroom will mean one child less toiling in the factory and one more child with a chance for a better future.
The development of the child does not rest squarely with the school system. It starts from the home. The home is the very place where the foundation of the psychological development, physical development, and therewithal of the child begins. Therefore, parents are supposed to be the first caregivers to this child to develop him until when he's of school age. And when he's of school age, he's now under the supervision of the school, because we have teachers, we have role models, who by their definition as teachers are supposed to mold him for educational development, social development, interaction with his peers in the school, and all other attributes that will make him a refined human being, qualified in the sense that he has acquired knowledge, and hoping that he shall propagate this knowledge he has acquired to further develop himself, the community, and the society at large. Now, the decadency of such children starts from the very nature of their disposition, whereby because of certain ignorances on behalf of parents or I don't care attitude, or because of cultural myopism, these children are left to wander the streets without referrals to where they are. So if parents allow the children to roam up the streets without taking them to school, where it is legally and constitutionally applied that every child should go to school, because it's within the constitution of this country that the child has the right to go to school irrespective of political, social, or physical definition. It's an inclusive human right for him. But some parents, some communities seem to disregard this factor. And when it happens, the child becomes a nuisance, he becomes a victim and survivor of social conflicts in society.
The Child Rights Act 2003 guarantees the rights of all children in Nigeria. So far, 24 out of 36 states of the Federation have adopted the Child Rights Act as a state law. There are therefore 12 states in Nigeria that are yet to adopt the Child Rights Act in their laws.
The child needs to be protected, needs to be catered for, needs to be given all the necessary attention in order not to be drifted away from the society. Now, the Adamawa State House of Assembly is bringing this Child Protection Act in order to harness our children into the limelight of the government, and I think the bill has passed first reading. We are now going to take the second reading, because God's willing, when we are back fully into the legislative activities. And I want to tell you that by the special grace of God, that bill will be forwarded to me in my committee, House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development. This bill is coming at a very accurate time, And I want to tell you that the Adamawa State House Assembly will not hesitate in passing this bill into law, and invariably His Excellency is going to ascend it.
The National Human Rights Commission, as part of its mandate to promote, protect and enforce the rights of all citizens as well as foreign nationals in Nigeria, undertakes several procedures of promoting and protecting the rights of children because of their vulnerability.
So when you have a document or a law protecting the rights of children, it makes it easier for prosecutions of child offenders, and then it makes the right child have an identity and a dignity of him, knowing that when my right is violated, I also have a law specially made for me to be protected. So I will urge the state that having such documents will not only protect the right of the children, which is of the state, it will also bring the state to the limelight, that it shows that this state have a vision, have a sentiment, and have a dedication to their children who are leaders of tomorrow that will be protected by the Constitution.
Globally, an estimated 800 million children live in fragile and conflict-ridden areas where child rights are often denied and childhood is stolen by abuse, exploitation and slavery. Despite much progress in recent decades, millions of children are still living without their basic rights. Now more than ever, children's lives are being touched by violence, conflict, and the impact of climate change.
Such a child who is now ended up in the on the streets or gathering some things, going idle, then in psychology we have what we call target group. There are certain groups which the government now is out backing, looking at how to engulf them into the educational system to see one thing or the other, that they can at least have themselves well skilled and well equipped. And this child can just be picked at random. They cannot just be left like that, because the government now is curtailing even the Almajiris who are scattered around. They are being called upon to have a settlement.
There are several concepts and initiatives that have been developed within the period under review. For example, we have a BESDA program, we have the UNICEF program, more especially the BESDA program. It's meant to bring or enroll back the street children back to school. The Almajiri children who have become social nuisance to our communities, sometimes back they have been brought back to school and enrolled so that they'll have a certain defined knowledge educationally wise. Also the girl child who, as I said, have been victims of social myopism and other adverse developments are now being brought back to school. So the Ministry of Education has been given the marching order by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State, who has put in a lot of financial obligation and the political will to ensure this category of children get basic education.
Having said all these, how does the two major religions of Nigeria perceive child exploitation? And what is expected of the leaders in terms of guaranteeing the child rights?